on? This is Dino with F.Y.F. Just Drive, and I just want to do a quick tutorial, quick walkthrough of the Maxymo app for those who are having problems with it, those who are having trouble with it. I apologize if you can't hear me too well. I'm outside and I'm doing this on the fly to help somebody on Facebook. So let's walk into the settings, and you go into the settings. Now these are all your settings. All right, you have your airport, your auto airport mode. If you cut that on, that is going to prevent the app from just auto accepting trips. You have your notifications, and I use the Uber ride notifications, Lyft ride notifications, status notifications, all that. I'm gonna cut that off. I don't need it, and I used to like it, but I don't. Then you have your sound and voice settings. You have your rideshare trip sounds, Maxymo trip sounds, speak to me, etc., etc. You have your overlay. Mine's is off. You have your sidebar options. So these are the options that you will see on the side of the screen when the app is on. You have your earnings tracker. I usually have that on. I don't know why it's off. You have your quick launch settings. I don't really do too much with the quick launch settings, but it is a way for you to set it to where you could just press the button and it'll jump right into the application. All right. Uber services need to be on if you're using Uber. Lyft services need to be on if you're using Lyft. Bring the screen on so that it brings the app right up, and when you get a trip versus you having to go and siphon through things and try to get back to the app. Automatic login, you want it to automatic login. You want that set on because you want to be able to set it. You want to be able to get right back into things if anything happens. That's somebody asking me a question that I'm not going to answer because it's none of their business. Let me see. Add-ons, I keep add-ons on. Add-ons is like if you're going and you get a trip along the way, it'll automatically accept it if it meets your criteria. That keeps you busy. Keeping busy is what makes you the most money. Having something that's constantly filtering out and accepting trips and keeping you moving and keeping you rolling, because you want to maximize your time. If you look at my earnings from today, this morning, I'm gonna show you guys real quick what I made today. I don't like to show earnings, but I'm gonna show you guys real quick what I made earlier today. And I'm about to go back out in just a few hours, but I did 196 in about 9 trips, and that was between 4 a.m. and that 10:52 a.m. and I did not start at 4 a.m. I started at let me see what time, if I could get the time. 10:52. My first trip this morning was at 7:42. I actually went to bed at 4:40, and I got back up and started at 7:42. So between 4:07 is where they got it clocked, I guess. Between 4:07, let me see how many hours, because that's a 3-hour gap. So 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. So between a 4-hour span, you can see, and I say 4 hours because of that 4-hour gap. I mean the 3-hour gap between, literally the 3-hour gap between 4:40 and 7:42. Okay, I had an arranged trip that I took. This was a reserved trip. This was a reserved trip. This was a reserved trip. And no, this 8:43 was not a reserved trip, but the 9:45 was a reserved trip. And so in those 4-hour span, you see that I made approximately $200. You know what I'm saying? And that's me. I took those scheduled trips, but also that's me using the app to filter and kick trips out. All right. Now back to Maxymo. If you look, you want to show overlay. So for anyone who's trying to get that screen that shows your hourly income for the trip, the distance, and the mileage and all that stuff, it's called show overlay. You want to get to the show overlay. And then also a key one, this is a new addition, this was with the latest update, multiple stops. You want to have multiple stops set to where it's either going to accept offers that have multiple stops that that pass your preset filters, which I cut that on. I guess something happened. Or decline all offers that have multiple stops. I accept multiple stops that meet my criteria. All right, so past that, I'm an Uber X and Comfort, but you know, we do have pool and shared. So these are my pool and shared stats. With pool and shared, what I do is you see it's set $1 per mile, $30 per hour. The ratings is off because I don't really care about ratings, but there's a max time. The total time is 15 minutes, 5 minutes to pick up, and the decline override is $20 an hour. So, you know, it's just little things that you do so to keep you rolling, keep you busy, keep you making money. This is one of my tactics. You know what I'm saying? I do accept these if they meet my criteria. If they do not meet my criteria, I kick it out. All right. And then with you have Uber X. Uber X trips I like to keep short. 20 total minutes of 20 total time of 20 minutes. Auto decline is off though, because sometimes really good trips come in and I might have to go. It's a one way. I might have to go. I might have to go and accept that if it's a good enough trip, and I don't want to kick those all the way out. All right. Comfort, same way, $30 per hour. 30 minutes is as long as I'm going on any trip. So if it's longer than 30 minutes, I try not to take it. Sometimes, like this morning, and this is why I use Google as well, but I'll do another video for that. But this morning, the Uber app was saying 60 minutes was how long it was going to take for every trip. It's going to be 60 minutes, but the trips actually only took 30 minutes. So that was where I was able to make so much more money, because I was kicking Uber's butt by using Google. All right. And if you do Uber Eats, you can have a store list. I don't do Uber Eats, but for those of you who do Uber Eats, you can have a store list. If you do DoorDash and stuff like that, there's another app for this altogether. But you guys need to go and check out the creator of this app. He's got all that information. He's got several apps for this. Show hide services. Basically, you can show or hide services that you use and you don't use. I'm gonna go ahead and remove Uber X. I'm gonna go ahead and remove Uber Eats. And that'll be about that. All right. And actually, something I just saw, they have VIP, and they have VIP here down in here, and something I see all the time is VIP trips do not get filtered. So I see now that I have to set up a VIP filter. All right. And so that's the app in a nutshell. For those, if you need help beyond that, please leave a question on down in the comments, and I will get back to you as soon as possible, because I'm becoming more active on this page again. I see that this place is useful and I can do a lot of help and a lot of good for the community. And so with that, peace and blessings. Y'all take care. Later.